What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'll be talking about 10 drivers who could have a bounce-back NASCAR season in 2024. These will represent all drivers from the Xfinity Series, the Cup Series, and the Truck Series as well, as we'll talk about the drivers who could have a bounce-back season. The first driver who could have a bounce-back year in 2024 is Chase Elliott. Look, Chase Elliott did not have an awful year in 2023, but it was not an amazing season. Chase Elliott failed to win for the first time since 2017, had only like 4 or 5 top 5s throughout the season, had about 14 or 15 top 10s altogether. Not bad, but not great for Chase Elliott's standards. But I think Chase Elliott is going to be extremely rejuvenated, and I think he's going to have an incredible year in 2024. I think Chase Elliott has a really great chance and a really strong opportunity to make the championship for this year in 2024, and I think he'll get back to victory lane at least a couple times. Because I don't think Chase Elliott, I think 2023 was just one bad season for Chase Elliott, which again, Chase Elliott has a really good year prior in 2022, where he got 5 victories, but like I've already mentioned, Chase Elliott did not have a good year after that. But, like I said, I think Chase Elliott 100% for sure is going to have a rejuvenating season and show a lot of improvement, and I think, like I said, there's a really great chance and possibility for sure that Chase Elliott will be able to make the championship 4 in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. So like I said, I expect Chase Elliott to do much better. I think he will make the championship 4 in 2024, and we'll see what Chase Elliott ends up doing, how he performs in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season, back in that number 9 car. The second driver who could have a bounce-back year in 2024 is Joey Logano. I think Joey Logano is 100% the second most likely on this list because every even year, Joey Logano tends to perform amazingly. Every even year since 2014, he's been able to make the championship 4. 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020, and 2022. And I think that trend is going to continue for Joey Logano in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. And it needs to be a bounce back year considering 2023 was one of Joey Logano's statistical worst seasons of his NASCAR Cup Series career and one of his worst seasons at Team Penske. Yes, he got a win, but unfortunately was eliminated in the round of 16 and was very inconsistent at times throughout 2023. But like I've already mentioned and said, I think this will be a pretty massive and a major bounce back year for this driver of the number 22 car because like I said, he's driving that car where he's made it every even year. I think that Team Penske is going to be improving as well, and I think that Dark Horse Mustang, that new Mustang that they're going to be getting, the body they're getting, I think will lead to Joey Logano already having a much better year in 2024 than he did in 2023. I think that he'll get a couple victories. I think, like I said, I think there's a very strong chance and a really amazingly great possibility that he does end up making it to the championship 4 in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. And nonetheless, I do believe that Chase Elliott will have a much better season and for sure be able to take that number 22 car and get it to the 2024 championship 4 in the NASCAR Cup Series this upcoming season. The third driver who could have a bounce-back year in the NASCAR season in 2024 is Alex Bowman. Now, Alex Bowman started the year off in 2023 really strong. He actually led the points at one point in 2023, but throughout the season, he really struggled, got that massive points penalty, then got a 60-point penalty, and then Alex Bowman, unfortunately, due to suffering an injury in a wreck in the High Limit Series, I believe, at Lawrenceburg, Kansas, he ended up missing a good portion of the season, and once he came back from that injury, he never was the same and never seemed to be performing up to snuff. I think that Alex Bowman is going to have a better year, though, in 2024. I think it's going to be a very similar year to 2022. I think he will at least get one victory in the 2024 season and be able to make the playoffs for the first time since 2022, of course. And I think Alex Bowman could go deep in the playoffs as well, because he's got a good crew chief working with him, Blake Harris, who in my opinion is a very solid crew chief. They weren't able to gel as much together because, again, Alex Bowman missed a portion of the season. But like I said, I think that Alex Bowman will have a pretty big bounce-back season, and I think 2024 is going to be a much better year for this driver of the number 48 car in 2024. I think he makes the playoffs, and I think that the 48 team will show some great improvement, and I think 100% for sure Alex Bowman will be able to make the playoffs with the number 48 team in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. I think it's going to be a much better year for this 48 team, and I think Alex Bowman fans are going to be very happy about this as well. The fourth driver who could have a bounce-back NASCAR season in 2024 is Erik Jones. Erik Jones did not have a bad year in 2023, but it was an amazing year for the standards of the car because the previous year, Erik Jones, in like the regular season standings, was like 12th or 13th in the standings and also won the Southern 500 in 2022. But 2023 was a little bit of a down year for Erik Jones standards, but a lot of that was due to Legacy Motor Club losing their support at the start of 2023. And he still had some solid runs, but unfortunately finished like 26th or 27th in the points and 26th, 27th in the owner's points due to a penalty he received about midway through the season. Now, a big reason why I think Erik Jones has a really great chance and possibility to have a bounce-back season is because of Legacy Motor Club switching to Toyota. Remember, Legacy Motor Club is going to be getting a ton of support from Toyota, and they're going to be one of the main key partner teams at Toyota. And I think because of the new Toyota body, which I think the new Toyota body is really going to help out at a lot of different types of tracks, including super speedways throughout the season, I think that will lead to Erik Jones having a very solid and good year in 2024. Well, I don't know if he's going to win a race in the 2024 season. I think Erik Jones for sure will be able to make the playoffs this year. I think he's going to be the shocker who gets to the playoffs this season. And overall, I expect Erik Jones to be pretty solid, pretty dang good. And I think Erik Jones will 100% have a pretty big bounce back year as he tries to take that number 43 car into the playoffs. I think he's got a really great chance and amazing opportunity to get this done in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. The fifth driver who could have a bounce-back season in 2024 is Daniel Suarez. We got to go back to 2022 because Daniel Suarez did overall have a solid year in 2022, despite the fact that Ross Chastain outperformed him in 2022. Daniel Suarez almost made it to the round of 8 and got his first career victory. Unfortunately, in 2023, Daniel Suarez missed the playoffs, only had about 5 or 6 top 5s altogether throughout the season, and really struggled and was outperformed by Ross Chastain. This is definitely going to have to be a pretty big bounce back year for Daniel Suarez, considering the fact he is probably on the hot seat going into this season, considering the fact you've got Shane Van Gisbergen who's lurking, and you've got Zane Smith who's lurking to take one of those Trackhouse seats as well, because he's also under contract with Trackhouse, and you also have Connor Zilisch, who just most recently signed a development contract with Trackhouse Racing earlier this week. Daniel Suarez needs to have a bounce-back year. He's going to have a new crew chief in 2024, that being Matt Swiderski, who got a win with AJ Allmendinger in 2023 at the Charlotte Roval. I think Daniel Suarez will definitely have a really great chance and amazing opportunity to do that. I think this definitely could be a pretty big bounce-back year for Daniel Suarez going into the 2024 NASCAR season. The sixth driver who could have a bounce-back season in 2024 is Riley Herbst. Now, a lot of people are going to be very confused. I have Riley Herbst on here considering the fact that Riley Herbst did have an amazing end to 2023. But really for the first 2/3 of the season, Riley Herbst was very inconsistent. Now, he started off really good in 2023, but the middle portion of the year was a complete mess. Now, granted, all the issues that Riley Herbst had were not his fault throughout the season, but it was not an amazing year for Riley Herbst until the end. But I think he will have a pretty big bounce-back year this year. I think Riley Herbst is a very talented driver. He's gotten better in the last couple years. He's shown improvement. And I think with Devin Recibo being there as the crew chief, I think Riley Herbst is going to have a couple win season and will be an outside championship threat and contender throughout the 2024 season. I expect this to be, like I said, a pretty big bounce back and recovery year for the 98 organization. Like I said, considering Riley Herbst did not have an amazing year in the middle portion, but I believe that we will see a much better season for Riley Herbst, and I think he'll bounce back and show some pretty big improvement and some better performances throughout the 2024 NASCAR season, especially when he gets some cup starts in 2024 as well. The seventh driver who could have a bounce back year in 2024 is Austin Cindric. Now, Austin Cindric had a really solid rookie year in 2022. Got like 9 or 10 top 10s as a rookie, and also got his first career win in, of course, the biggest race of the season, that being at the Daytona 500. 2023, though, was a massive downgrade for him. He only had, I think, like 3 or 4 top 10s altogether and finished like 22nd or 23rd in the standings. He needs to have a much better year because I think he is on the hot seat currently at the moment just a little bit, but one thing that does help him is the fact that his father is a president of Team Penske. But I think Austin Cindric could be a driver who does show a lot of improvement this season because of the new Ford Mustang Dark Horse body. I think Team Penske in general had a lot of struggles, and I think unfortunately the struggles at Team Penske really did go and affect Austin Cindric throughout the 2024 season. But I think in 2024, I think that Austin Cindric could potentially have a pretty big comeback season. He's a really good road course racer. Team Penske really was bad on road courses, which unfortunately affected Austin Cindric. But I believe that you're going to see Austin Cindric have a much better year. And I think at least he'll be an outside playoff contender. I think he does have a chance to maybe get some victories throughout 2024, though I think it is going to be very tough to get that done. But I think that Austin Cindric does have a chance to show some improvement. This is going to be a big year for him. Can he improve? That is one thing to watch for, and that is definitely a pretty massive and big question for sure. But I think he definitely could have a bounce-back season in the 2024 NASCAR season. The 8th driver who could have a bounce-back year in 2024 is Brandon Jones. Now, Brandon Jones in 2022 had a pretty all-right year. Got 1 win in Martinsville with Joe Gibbs Racing and was able to make it to the round of 80. Had he won the second Martinsville race, he would have advanced to the championship 4. He left JGR at the end of 2022 and joined Junior Motorsports. And let's just say his time in Junior Motorsports in year 1 was not very great. But he did start showing some improvement in the second half of the 2024 season. He was a lot more consistent, had a lot of really solid runs. I go back to Kansas at the end of the year where he finished second to John Hunter Nemechek and nearly got his way locked into the playoffs had he gone on to win that race, and had some really solid performances near the end of the regular season and during the postseason as well. And they're also having a new crew chief come in for him. I believe that Phil Bell, is going to be the crew chief for him, who was on Kyle Larson's team in the Cup Series in 2021 when he won the championship. I think Brandon Jones needs to have a big year. He's got 1 more year, I believe, on his contract with Junior Motorsports. But luckily for him, when Junior Motorsports showed some improvement, I think it did go and help him out. So I think there's a good chance and possibility that we could see Brandon Jones have a solid bounce back and a decent year throughout the 2024 NASCAR season. I think he could definitely for sure have a pretty big and massive bounce back season with this team. The 9th driver who could have a bounce-back year in 2024 is Stuart Friesen. Now, Stuart Friesen did not have an amazing year in 2022. I think he got 1 win at Texas Motor Speedway. That was pretty much it. And did make the playoffs and nearly made it to the championship 4. But overall, it was an amazing year. 2023 was a massive struggle, though, for Stuart Friesen. He did not have a lot of good performances. He missed the postseason. And just in general, there were times where this team was running like 25th or 26th on pure speed, especially near the end of the year. Now, Stuart Friesen is expected to be back in the Truck Series this year, and I think that he has a chance to improve. There's less competition in trucks this year. Zane Smith, Carson Osbar are no longer there, and Haley Deegan and potentially Matt DiBenedetto as well are no longer there as well in the NASCAR Truck Series. So there's less competition for Stuart Friesen, though the guys like Lane Riggs are coming in, and also Ty Dillon is rejoining the Truck Series field. I think this is going to be a big year for Stuart Friesen. He's starting to get a little older, so I don't know how much longer he'll be in the Truck Series, but this is a big year for Stuart Friesen. Can he step up to the plate? I think he's got a good chance to do a little better, but this could be a definite year where he does show some bounce back and maybe gets a win near the end of 2024. And the 10th and final driver who could have a bounce-back NASCAR season in 2024 is Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe had a bad year in 2023. 2022 was a really good year, of course. He got a win at Phoenix and was able to make it to the round of 8 and had that really impressive playoff performance. Unfortunately for Chase Briscoe, like I mentioned, 2023 was absolutely horrendous. SHR struggled in general, but Chase Briscoe had a very miserable year. He finished like 30th or 31st in the standings with a 120-point penalty, had only like 5 or 6 top 10s altogether, and just in general was really big, did not have a great year overall. I think Chase Briscoe, though, will have a little bit of a bounce back here. Not saying he's going to absolutely massively improve because they've lost Kevin Harvick, and SHR losing Kevin Harvick, I think, is going to take the wins out of their sails going into the season. But I think that Chase Briscoe definitely can at least show a little bit of improvement. I don't think he's going to get a big 100 or 125-point penalty like he did in 2023, and I think he will lead to him having overall a much better season. I think it'll be an outside shot of getting some wins on some of these short tracks. He's good at Phoenix. We also know he's good at Martinsville. We also know he's good at other tracks as well. Nonetheless, I think that there is a chance and possibility that Chase Briscoe could definitely bounce back in 2024. I think he'll be a threat for some wins and some victories throughout the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. So, those are the 10 drivers who I think could have a chance to bounce back in 2024. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links go below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What drivers do you think are going to bounce back in 2024? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, there'll be a couple videos dropping on the channel. Monday, there will be a NASCAR news video more than likely dropping on the channel. Tuesday, will be something special dropping, and I've got a lot of great content dropping over the course of the next 2 weeks that I cannot wait for you guys to check out, as we're only about 3 weeks away from the Daytona 500. Well, the Clash, I should say. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.